Well, when you see a drop like we saw earlier this week in mortgage rates, kind of assumed it wouldn't last. And if you did assume it wouldn't last, you were right. So we're going to talk about that on today's call. All right, so let's dive right into it, y'all. Monday, Dow sold off 1,000 points. NASDAQ cratered to correction territory. And we saw markets globally just rattled with the employment numbers that came in the prior Friday, a week ago tomorrow. We saw a very weak jobs number, weaker than expected, rattled the markets with inflationary concerns, and it gave us a pretty significant sell-off in equities and a strong flight to safety into the bond market. Well, when you increase the demand for bonds, the price of those bonds goes up, and the yield that you have to pay on those bonds goes down in relation to that price increase. So that's what we saw with that flight to safety. That pushed our interest rates down pretty significantly, y'all. We were sitting at 16-month lows in interest rates. So we had a nice day to lock on Monday. Here's what's happened since then. I'll just go into the Mortgage News Daily numbers. This is a 30-year fixed conforming national average, according to Mortgage News Daily, is 6.63% today. Y'all, we were at 6.34 on Monday, so we were up nearly a third of a point in just 4 days from where we were on Monday, and we've lost about half the benefit that we got from Friday's jobs numbers and that weak employment report on Monday. 30 days ago, though, we were at 7.01. About a third of a point higher than we are today. So we had improved about 5/8 of a point during the last 30 days rather. We've given about half of that back, right at half of that back, as we have crept forward through this week. Not been a lot of economic data this week, y'all. The market has just been left to ruminate on a number of different things. First of all, we got jobless claims this morning, better than expected. 17,000 fewer jobless claims over the last week. That has tempered some, that has kind of stemmed the recessionary fears. If this report had missed to the downside, I think that would have stoked recessionary fears. I will say that selfishly, a recession is good for housing. It always has been. It pushes rates lower. It puts the Fed in a very accommodative mood when they have official recessionary numbers, y'all. So if we were to see that, it would not be good for the economy, but it would be good for the housing sector of the economy. So for those of you that are tuning in for this call, you're wanting to know where we're headed with housing. Recessions are good for housing, generally speaking. The Dow is up nearly 600 points today on that jobless report that came out this morning. That means we have recovered about 60% of the sell-off that we saw on Monday. We're within 400 points of it right now at the time of this recording. So the Dow is bouncing back. That is pulling money out of the bond market. Bond market wants it back, so that means prices are falling and yields are increasing, and that's why we're up a third of a point since Monday. So y'all, we're going to keep an eye on it. We've got a blockbuster report next week. If you thought news was light this week, it's going to be very heavy next week because on Wednesday, we get CPI, the Consumer Price Index on Wednesday. Now, that's not the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation, but it is the one that's most closely reported in the media, and it tends to move the markets quite a bit. If we come in with a hot report in that CPI report on Wednesday, that's going to bring into question that 100% likelihood of a cut in September at the September 18th meeting. If it comes in weaker than expected, it could have the reverse effect. So all eyes are on that CPI report, y'all, for next week. So until then, stay tuned. We will talk to you then. Be blessed, stay safe. All my contact info is on the screen. Blessed to always have your referrals. We will talk to you soon.